mix. DJ Your Way.
Hi, I'm Oz, and today I wanna take you on a second tutorial in order to set up Mix for the first time and to get you started. This will be a video about basic settings. Some more advanced settings I will put into another video. So then first let's start Mix. And you will find it opens in a windowed view asking about the library location. So where's your music stored? The default is the music folder in your home directory. So I just apply the settings. And Mix starts in windowed view, which I immediately will change. Going to options, to view, and then full screen. Okay, this is the default screen that Mix starts with. It's called Late Night, and there are other skins available. I'm gonna show you later how to change between them. But in principle, they have more or less all the same functions. So first of all, I load 2 tracks so that you can see a little bit more and not only got empty fields. Then what we have here is some buttons on the top to switch on and off certain window elements. So for instance, switch off the waveforms, go for a 4-deck mixing or 2-deck mixing. So the default was 2 decks. You can hide the mixer section, for instance. Effects are already shown. You can hide them, switch them on. So the effects are here. Just below there are the samplers, which you can switch on and off. And the microphone section is now switched on as well. So you have here some... okay, I didn't selected any input. So otherwise it would show here the microphone inputs. Okay, then I don't want to talk about how to use Mix at the moment, but how to set it up. For that reason, let's open the preferences window, which is this one. Then by default, it starts with the first tab, which is your sound hardware configuration. Then for the first time, possibly let all these things here as default. You may try already to reduce the audio buffers that are shown here. I know my system is capable of 5.8 milliseconds, but as I'm recording here with 2 webcams and screen recording, etc., I set it to 11. The less the better. Let's put it quite generic for the moment, but you may just try and check these values later. Now coming to the sound output, the master output, so the whole mix is sent now through my HDMI device, which is the speakers of my monitor. Well, that is not the preferred solution. You see here several devices. As I've got my controller attached today, which is the Denon MC7000, then of course I choose that audio device as the master device. Channel 1 and 2 represents the master audio stereo channel. The headphones need a separate channel or separate device if you like. Then to listen, pre-listen to tracks before you mix them into the main output. So I've now adjusted here channel 3 and 4 to be used for the headphones. Now for inputs, you can select vinyl control, microphones, auxiliary, etc. So on the microphones, of course, I can set the Denon device again. This has got 3 microphone inputs, and which are represented by the first, the second, and the third row as stereo signals. But I keep them blank for now, so I only got the audio output master on channel 1, 2 and headphones on channel 3 and 4. Apply those settings and then let's check if it's already working. So playing a track, yes. Okay, my controller is not yet configured, so I need to use the mouse in order to make this working. So using the gain knob, making it a little bit louder so that the master just goes into the yellow. Okay, so then the master output is ready on my studio monitors. What comes next? I just skipped the library for now. I want to switch on and use my controller. In the controller fields, you'll see your devices. So that's my Denon, my Zoom external audio device, and the lighting software that I'm using. So going to the Denon controller, you can preload the mapping in here. So you got the list of all supported devices, which I just scroll down, that you see there are many of them already. But I showed you in the last video that you can also find the information what is supported on the wiki website. So choosing my Denon MC7000, it's going to be enabled directly. You get some basic information. Yes, I created that mapping for the MC7000 myself, and if I apply the settings, then I can use perfect. Then I can use my controller. At the end, this is the first things that you would like to adjust. The sound hardware to get your sound out and inputs ready, and to choose the proper controller mapping here from that drop-down menu. Then there are a lot of different other options that I go through with you step by step. Now, for the interface of Mix, I told you already this is the default interface called Late Night, but you get here Dia, Shade and Tango as well. And I just move this preferences window out of the position so that you can see how the skin is changing. Now, default is Late Night. I now switch to the deer. Which looks like this. Then going from deer to shade looks completely different. Okay, the library is far to the right, so I would possibly make this something like this. And Tango looks like this one here. Okay, I really like the deer version of the skin. So for the next tutorials I'm gonna use this skin. Getting the where's the settings window? Here. Getting this back on the monitor. Then using the deer skin, you can set the language whatever you like it. What I definitely will do is start it in full screen. For the tooltips, you probably have seen it already. When you go with your mouse to any control object, then it shows you a box with some information in it. Also keyboard shortcuts, like in this case for the crossfader it's H and G. So if I hit the keys H and G on my laptop, then it's already moving the crossfader. Of course I'm gonna do that with my controller, much more elegant. I'm gonna switch these tooltips off because in the beginning you love them, at least I did. But over time you get used to the functions and then it's just not needed anymore. And hiding other things because they always stay on top. What's also a good advice is to keep the screensaver off, or that Mix keeps the screensaver off so that it's always visible. Waveforms. You can adjust the waveforms that you see at the screen. Waveform type and overview type are the detail and the overview portions, and this just says how they are rendered. So if you get, for instance, the filtered version looks like this, or if you want to have something else looks like this. I like the red, green, blue shape, also for the waveform overview. Frame size is currently set to 30 frames per second. Usually I set that to 60, but for the recording of this tutorial I'll keep it at 30. The end of track warning you can set between 0 and 60 seconds. So let's put it back to 30, which is the default. And this is when you get to the end of a track. Let's say here you get minus 33 seconds, and you play that track. Then for the last 30 seconds it's starting to blink in red on the overview, but also here on the detailed waveform view. Beat grid opacity, so this is the beat grid, these white lines indicating when each beat starts. So you can set the opacity or transparency So 0 says it's not visible, 100 it's covering everything. So possibly like 30% in this case, or let's put it 40%, is a good value for me. What is really nice on the waveforms is the play marker position can be set. So you can set where the actual visual area is that you hear. I show you that in this way. This green line is the actual track position that you hear. So when the track is running, you would hear the beat always when it comes to the green line. Then also these waveforms, of course, can be zoomed. I just scroll my mouse wheel at the moment, zooming one track, the other one stays in the same zoom level. If you synchronize, then all tracks are at the same zooming level. You can also play around with, I just jump here somewhere. You can play around also with the visual appearance of these waveforms. So red in this case indicates the bass, green indicates the mid-frequency range, and blue the highs. So for instance, the blues are not very well visible, so I want to increase that a little bit, and so that the highs are much more visual. For the decks, I would just keep it as it is for now. Then you have several other possibilities to adjust the way of working with mix. I just want to quickly tell you that they are available, but they are more advanced things to choose from. So the equalizer settings, you can set the crossfader curve, you can set many effects, even LV2 plugins and parameters for these plugins. For Auto DJ there are a few preferences. You can live stream directly out of mix, which is a cool feature. I really love it because I stream live also on Shoutcast server at technoconnection.com. And all I need to do after this is all set, then so you set it only once, and then I only need to push this streaming button here, which is like a antenna symbol, and I'm online. So this is a very cool and easy to use feature. For the recording, maybe I go here a little bit more detailed. You also got a button which is this tape symbol here for recording. So choose your directory, and I already created one which is called recording. Then choose how you want to store the session. I choose FLAC, 16 bits, and author, maybe I put here boss. And I let create Q files, which are text files be used to identify each individual track within your mix. Okay, then you have several items about beat detection, which possibly the only setting for the first setup would be the minimum and maximum BPM. So as I play mainly techno, I go maybe 190 to 180. Apply. Key detection, also keep as it is. You just may want to change the traditional way of the key definition in other ways of how it's shown. I like the open key and in brackets behind the traditional notes, so I just keep it like this. Normalization, just keep it for the beginning as it is set, as well as the modplug decoder. So basically we are done and can start mixing. Anyhow, now there are still a few topics that I would like to show you in terms of getting mix set up. I've got a 4-channel controller here, and the software only get like 2 channels, so it's a left and the right one. I want to control 4 channels, so how do I do that? Each of the 4 skins that I showed you before in the preferences has got a skin preferences box, which you find with this little button here on the top. Just click on it and a small side window opens. So you can adjust several items for this skin, like parallel waveforms. I don't like them too much, to be very honest, so I'd like to switch them off. Then the waveforms in detail are just shown above the overview. On the second, you get this 4-deck button, and voila, I got 4 decks. Loading some more items in there, then it's more visible. Okay, then you have here several other items. I just go through quickly. So the cover art can be either shown separately or within the spinny. Then the spinnies can be switched off completely. Artist and track title can be hidden, as well as the BPM value and the star rating. So there are no ratings yet, so let's assume you have got a rating here. Then the rating can be hidden. This controller, as well as many others, have 8 Q buttons. If you have an entry-level controller or a older controller, they may only have 4 Q buttons. So if you switch off the 8 hot Qs, then Mix provides you with 4 hot Q buttons. If you don't use this feature, and this just is too confusing, you can switch it off as well. So I don't use it, so I switch it off. Then for the mixer section, you can also either hide it completely. Here also in this skin, you have got the possibility to hide the mixer. Effects are now disabled, but can be enabled. So you have seen here coming the effect section in. The samplers are already shown, but I just demonstrate to you where they are here in this line. And the microphones can be switched on and off here as well. Okay, I haven't got microphones now set up. So for the mixer, the equalizer can be switched on and off. I don't have and I don't use kill switches, so I switch them off. I don't need them in the graphical user interface. You can also switch off the faders if you like. And the user interface always adjusts what its look. I really like that. So for the samplers, you can load or save samplers when you have got them in your ordered in your sampler bank. You can maybe show some details here. So if you have a sampler, you can just drag and drop this into the sampler. By default, here are 8 available, and then you can save this group or load it back if you need it. I show you the super knob. You can put effect chains all together with your effects, and the super knob is then very handy. And if your controller has got 4 effect units, which is not very common, but there are some, then you can also have this in the user interface. For the library, you can switch the preview deck, which is just coming up in here. Just turning off again and turning on. So if you want to preview a track, let's say that comes later on, and you don't want to disturb your decks and use your decks for that, you can load it in the preview window and play it in here. So that never goes to master, it's only going to your headphones. Okay, and eject it. The cover art in the library, I don't need it, so I switch that off. You can then either use your mouse and keyboard, as said before, so playing with your mouse, just pushing here the play button or the play button here will give you the functions. I go to the cue point. Of course the controller is working now, so you can adjust the gain to be nicely in the yellow area. You can get it up a little bit to hear the sound. And then your second track, maybe I can just go to 128 BPM. And this can be now, let's go after that break. So this can be now mixed in, possibly, I didn't preview on the headphones, so something like this. Very quick and dirty, but I think it demonstrates to you what this is about. Good. So now we have set up the mix preferences and the graphical user interface. To get really started, one last thing is missing. As I showed you before, every time you load a track, it's analyzing. And this takes a lot of CPU performance away from your actual mixing. In this, to prevent this, go to the library analyze area. Choose your tracks, and these tracks are all the ones that I have put in my music folder. You can say select all and then analyze them. So you see here it's now analyzing track by track, so you can do that all the time when you have copied some new music into your music folder after you start mix and analyze your tracks. Then the waveform, the BPM, the key and everything is stored in a database. And when you load the track into the deck, then all information are taken out the database, so that the system does not need to analyze it anymore. So you see it's taking some time. So, having made a cut, then analyzing is ready. And now, if you load a track, I just do it by double click here. You see it came up immediately. So, last point for today, possibly how to organize your library. Here are columns that can be organized. If you click with your mouse with your right mouse button onto the header of this list, then you see the type of things that can be shown. So I would, for instance, like to have preview. I don't need the cover art in the list. I want to know if the track is already played and how often. This is very useful if you have a not ordered list and you just freestyle mix something that you do not have double tracks, etc. Then also for later you see definitely here how often you played a track already. The album I'm not interested in, so I need preview, played, artist, title. The rating is interesting for me, the genre, key and BPM, duration, and the date I've added this. Okay, so all tracks are also shown in this tracks area. If you want to create a playlist, then you just can hold Control button on your keyboard and select, or you use the Shift button and select a group of items. I think most of you should know this already. Right click on the selection, add to playlist. Okay, I don't have some, but if you already have a playlist, it would all appear here in the list. But only option I got is create a new one. Give it a name, and I say test list number 1. Okay, if you now go to the playlists, open it, then you see here the test list number 1 and only the items that have been put in there. I create another playlist just for a second. Test list number 2. So back to the tracks. If you are selecting an item, then and this is in a list already, then this list is highlighted here. So it's in the first test list, but not in the second. If I move it here, then I've got in brackets, this is one track selected. So if I select it again, then both are highlighted. If I select the other track, only this is in test list number 1, but not in the number 2. So in this way you can easily get your lists ready. You can sort about the number of the track, artist, title, the rating, even the key, and BPM if you like. Or when you have added these tracks. Okay, they are all added today. But anyhow, let's put it according to BPM, so I have a nice flow increasing BPM track by track. Then when you have created your test list and you want to store it to use it somewhere else other than Mix, you could possibly right click on the list, say export playlist, and it comes up with the M3U playlist option as default, but you can also just put it as a CSV text file, so you can later import it to any calculation sheet to do anything else with it. If you also want to export your tracks out of that list, then you can export the track files. So export it to wherever you would like to have it, maybe to the desktop, and suddenly all the MP3s will be there on the desktop. So I think that is a quite interesting feature. and now you are able to get started with organizing your music in playlists, analyzing. Don't forget to analyze your tracks in advance. You can also make it list by list. If your total track count is really long, then maybe you prepare a track list, maybe with just these 10 files, and then say analyze entire playlist. Then only the 10 tracks are analyzed. And then you can start. You have got your library, your playlists, your mixer section, your controller, your user interface, everything set up to start it. And next time I'm gonna show you advanced settings and how you can really make the most out of your mix installation. Until then, have fun and hope you